Raksaki appealing. Decision goes his way too. Well, it's going to be interesting to watch Marcus Bettinelli, isn't it? He is such a popular figure around the first team, an important member of the squad as well for what he does away from the pitch. It's a while since we've seen him do what is still his day job. Here's Caden Wilson, who's played every minute in this competition so far. He's having a good season as well, the 19-year-old. Chelsea lining up in what is effectively a 4-3-3 formation, we're led to believe. Here's Mayuka. Still got Djibri trying to put the pressure on Inaki Perez. Elise. Raksaki trying to win it back, but he couldn't. Chance for Sociedad to threaten for the first time here, and there's Bettinelli's first work of the evening. And the second time of asking, he managed to grab it with Pablo Aranzana ready to take advantage. Not quite twice the age of some of the players out there tonight, but nearly. A couple of 17-year-olds, including Shimayuka in the Chelsea lineup, wearing number 10 tonight. Good overlapping run here. Opportunity for a cross for Ishe Samuel-Smith. He's won the first corner of the game. Of course, one of the features of Chelsea's play this season, if you've been watching Dev Squad games with us, is the fact that Max Merrick, the regular goalkeeper, is involved in a lot of the outfield play. He can often be found on or near the halfway line. Wouldn't expect Bettinelli to do the same. We'll see what impact that has on how Chelsea do here. Still got Djibri sends over the corner. Well, the header's a strange one. The goalkeeper might be in a bit of trouble. Referee helped him out by giving him a free kick, saying that Brody Hughes was fouling him. Ariti. Could only find Hughes. Here's Elise. He's continued his run here and he'll just about get there as well. Looked like there was a foul on him. Referee playing advantage with Elise flying. Here's David Washington. Vale wanted to take it off his toe. Washington's going alone though. It's still Washington. This is absolutely brilliant. Oh, that was almost a brilliant opening goal, but it's tapped in by Harvey Vale for 1-0. 5 minutes gone and Chelsea ahead already. Well, Vale will be credited with the goal, but David Washington did all the hard work for him there. That was exceptional play from the Brazilian, and Chelsea ahead in no time at all. It all started with this superb run from Richard Elise. Well done, referee, for playing advantage. Washington picked it up. Vale wanted it. He would end up getting it, but how about this from Washington? Weaved his way through 3 defenders. Goalkeeper got gloves to the shot, but the clearance dropped perfectly for Vale. It's his 6th goal of the season, his first in this competition. And it's Chelsea 1, Sociedad 0, with only 5 minutes gone. Well, what response from Sociedad here? Looking to get back into the game quickly. Hughes got a toe to it. They will get a corner. At least they got his toe to it, actually turned it into a more threatening delivery. He was trying to get it away, obviously. Not a great effort from Inaki Perez. Vale had got it as clear as far as the edge of the box. It was set up nicely to hit for Perez. Who would probably like me to point out that he is a defender rather than an attacker. Mayuka couldn't take it into his control under pressure from Aitia. Won the last two league games coming into this one. Bags of goals as well for Sociedad, 5-0 and 4-1. They haven't taken that well to this competition. Again, should point out that a lot of their regular starters aren't in from the off tonight. Good work from Raksaki and Bettinelli, trying to bring Washington into it. Fraga is the goalkeeper for Sociedad. He's a Spanish under-21 international. Bit unlucky, actually, wasn't he, with the goal? Might have expected his defender to produce a better clearance than he managed. Feels like Chelsea have had a long time to stew on that defeat against Derby. It was way back on the 8th of November. Back-to-back defeats for the first time since August of last year for Felipe Guelo's team, but they've made the perfect start here. Bettinelli. Murray Campbell looking for Elise. Brody Hughes might be able to keep it in, not quite. Of calls of Tranquilo from Sergio Francisco, who is the Sociedad coach. And has been for a couple of years. He's come through their academy system as a coach. This has so often been the way with Chelsea down the years, of course. Oh, that's a nice through ball. Bettinelli read it well, though. Used his experience there. Perez was the player trying to get on the end of it. They've had all of the ball since they went a goal down 5 minutes ago, the side from San Sebastian. Was a foul there on Brody Hughes. It's a very Spanish-heavy squad that they've travelled with, by the way. And number 6, Le Barbier, is French. And there's a Hungarian on the bench, but other than that, it's all Spaniards. Oh, lovely way to pass from Vale. Mayuka, flag stayed down. At least it did for a while. Again, though, Sociedad might dominate in terms of possession. Looks like Chelsea have got the quality to cut through them. Perez. Here is Barbier. Oh, lovely feet from the Frenchman. Perez. Leave behind by Harrison Murray Campbell. They'll be really pleased with their response, actually, Sociedad. Headers up into the air from Brody Hughes. Murray Campbell couldn't get it clear. Aksaki trying to do that. Oh, how cool and confident is that inside his own penalty area? From Sam Raksaki. Now, break on possibly. Here's Washington. Sociedad got numbers back behind the ball now. Clipped by Bettinelli, looking for Silcott Dewberry. Already noticeable on a couple of occasions that Bettinelli's distribution has been a little longer than we're used to seeing from Max Merrick. Elise. Washington and Silcott Dewberry there. Here's Washington. Mayuka will hit it. He hit it straight into Meitia. Elise trying to protect it so he can get a corner. Offside is the decision. Washington just couldn't quite get his first touch right there. Perez, 15 minutes gone. If you didn't know better, you think that Chelsea were the away team and Sociedad the home side, the way that it's played out, but Chelsea really effective on the counter-attack. See them now just waiting for the moment to turn it over. Silcott Dewberry's got some defending to do here, though. Dispossessed briefly by Ramirez. And then fouled by him. Lovely from Bettinelli into Hughes. He should be credited with taking up a good position, albeit not making a great pass thereafter. At least they had to scamper to keep it in play, which he managed to do. See Felipe Coelho down there, always applauding. He's a very, very positive coach. That's what we've learned about him so far. So he wants the team to focus on how they can be more aggressive, especially in terms of defensive shape and individual tasks. Raksaki with some defending to do here. Bettinelli certainly had plenty of touches of the ball. Might have to make a save in a minute too. Caden Wilson stopped that from being the case. Ramirez low across the face of the 6-yard box. Test of that one. Harrison Murray Campbell was the player who got to it first. Mentioned Felipe Coelho, what he said ahead of this game. Certainly wasn't getting too extreme in his reaction to the defeat against Derby, but he knows that it's not the sort of performance that Chelsea normally put in. Came off the back of that defeat against Cambridge, which was a pretty disappointing one in terms of what Chelsea mustered in front of goal, which was not the case against Derby. And hasn't been the case so far here tonight either. Test here of that defensive shape and the aggression therein that the manager talked about. Agote to deliver the free kick. Sent back in by Aruti. Raksaki should be able to get this clear. Is Elise pinned to that right-hand touchline so far in the game. Vale trying to thread it for Washington. Samuel Smith. Brody Hughes has made a good forward run here. Vale's touch. So Hughes nominally playing right back, the Chelsea number 2, but Elise's the one who I say has been pinned to that right flank. That's allowed Hughes to play more as a midfielder, I suppose, as is the style these days. Here's Ramirez for Sociedad. Flicked it over to the far post, but got too much on it. Alex Marchal will pick it up. Catching practice for Bettinelli. Murray Campbell. Oh, Washington, lovely first time touch. Oh, Washington, lovely first time touch. Here's Hughes, well advanced again. Mayuka and Washington trying to get their way into the middle. Is cut back for David Washington, who sweeps in a second for Chelsea. Another lovely goal. Excellent work from Brody Hughes that time. And Washington, who was so unlucky to only get an assist, not a goal for the first. Well, that one's his for sure. 7 for the season for the Brazilian. And Chelsea 2 up in no time at all. Lovely flick from Washington initially, but again, Hughes so far advanced. And cutback was perfect. Finish, ditto. Great start for Chelsea. Washington's fine season continuing. He hasn't always started, but he's always been effective. Bounced up and hit Hughes on the arm. Referee okay with that. Bettinelli served it back to him. Miyuka. The Barbier. Offside was the cry. Flag stayed down though. Wilson's clearance cannon back off a Sociedad attacker and behind for a goal kick. Well, surely they'll feel they've got to get the next goal in the game, the Spaniards. Some effort to come back from 3-0 down. Washington, can he get a toe to that? Yeah, thought he might have been offside, and I think he thought that as well, which is why he was a little half-hearted going for it. See, just a little bit of an effect from the weather on the pitch here at Kingsmeadow, but given that Storm Burt was wreaking havoc this weekend, it's held up pretty well, especially because you think that the women's team were beating Manchester United by a 0-0 here on Sunday too. Maintaining that unbelievably good start, perfect start for Sonia Bonpastor's team. It was a winning Chelsea weekend with the men, the women and the under-18s all victorious. Let's see if the 21s can make it 4 for 4 tonight. Certainly looking good for that at the moment. Options in the middle here for Sociedad. That's a poor ball, which Raksaki would have been able to easily deal with were he not being grappled with by Marias Carrena. Wilson. Still got Dewberry. Raksaki. Clever from Brody Hughes. He got the free kick as well for the tug on his shirt. And nearly a third goal for Chelsea. Mayuka in the middle. Will be a Blues corner. Second corner of the game for Chelsea. Harvey Vale over there to take this one. Wilson trotting forward to show an interest, but there's a player down here for Sociedad who needs some help before the corner can come in. Well, he is on the pitch, isn't he? So he's going to have to leave it once his treatment is finished. The physio will just discreetly roll him over the white line now. If you're late joining us, Harvey Vale on 5 minutes and David Washington on 21 have got Chelsea 2 to the good here. 2 excellent goals. Washington, the architect of the first. So they are going to have to defend this a man like Sociedad. They went for the short one. Flipped in by Elise. Good ball to the far post as well. That was a decent header to get it away. That did stay in play. Raksaki. Excellent work there from Caden Wilson. Lovely from Raksaki too. How's the pass? Couldn't quite squeeze it through to Washington. Again, Wilson gets the ball first. There's Vale's flick. Gorgeous. Chelsea playing some lovely stuff here. We did see this in the first half against Derby. Vale's goal from the free kick routine was particularly special. Hughes can have a go with his left foot. Got it on target too. Has scored a couple of goals this season, Brody Hughes. Got the winner against Arsenal here at the start of the month. He's at the other end of the pitch. Emboldened by this new attacking role. Miyuka. Here's Samuel Smith. Still got Dewberry offering the width. This is he. Elise in the middle. Where's it going to break? Oh, Vale just couldn't get there ahead of Le Barbier. Hughes. Vale. Oh, chance here. Could be 3. David Washington, great block. Elise had squared it to him. Danger not quite past yet. Miyuka. Murray Campbell, got to say that second goal looks to have knocked the stuffing out of Sociedad a bit. They were looking a threat beforehand. Now it's all Chelsea. Washington, Miyuka, this for 3. Shim Miyuka. Oh, he can't believe he hasn't scored. I'm pretty surprised. Lovely way to pass. He was onside, wasn't he? Just the wrong side of the post with the finish, though. As you can see, they have had to make a substitution because of that injury a couple of minutes ago. That is Ibai Cabo, who's come on. Washington again. Can he get a second here, David Washington? Goalkeeper's keeping the minute at the moment, Sociedad. This is excellent stuff from Chelsea. Silcott Dewberry finding Vale. Touch from Hughes, Elise. Vale didn't quite have the weight to get to Mayuka. Maybe I'm still stung by what happened in Matlock a couple of weeks ago when Chelsea turned a 3-1 half-time leading to a 4-3 defeat, but love another goal before half-time here because that would surely do it. So it's Washington one-on-one with the goalkeeper who stood up, did well. So it was Alex Marchal who went off injured. His losses here by Cabal's gain. Shade over 10 minutes of the first half to go. Vale and Washington with the Chelsea goal. With the Chelsea goals here. Murray Campbell able to get that away. Haruti. Perez. Perez, by the way, number 2, one of a couple of players who made their first team debuts last week in the Copa del Rey, big win against Juve Espanyol. Here's a substitute, Bettinelli coming out. Got enough of the ball, bit risky. Cabal looked the referee's way. Samuel Smith. Silcott Dewberry down the line. Samuel Smith felt he was fouled. 9 times out of 10 he would have got the decision as well. Still the calls for calm from the Sociedad bench. Just skipped away from the substitute Cabo. Oh, goodness me. Well, might have to see a replay to see how much contact there was there from Zane Silcott-Dewberry. But you could hear the yelp from the other side of Surrey. This was the chance a moment ago. Flag stayed down. Lovely first touch, wasn't it? Second touch was horrible, though, and that's what took the opportunity away from him. Not really clear how much connection there was from Silcott-Dewberry there, but certainly left Perez dazed. Referee hasn't taken any action other than to give a free kick. Bettinelli, has he got enough on that? He hasn't. Dario Ramirez has picked it back. Ramirez going for goal. And that's the best chance they've had. And he's blasted it a long way over the crossbar. Let's be kind and say it got caught in the wind. Credit Caden Wilson actually for making it a more difficult chance. Ramirez amazed that that's been given as a foul. Clever from Samuel Smith. Nice little give and go there. This is good stuff from Chelsea again. Silcott-Dewberry involved as well. Oh, he's misplaced his pass though. Turned it over to Cabo. That's been an okay little spell there for Sociedad, but again, they've not been able to truly test Marcus Bettinelli. Wecker. Again, convinced it should have been a free kick. Raksaki. Just too much on that for Mayuka to get involved with. Le Barbier. Good clearance from Harrison. Murray Campbell had to get that just right. With Aranzana waiting to turn it in. Good work initially from Marias Carrena. Chelsea need to be switched on here then. Third Sociedad corner with the minutes turning to seconds in the first half. Washington got his head to it. Foul by Washington. Agote. Oh, that's poor, giving it to Hughes. Ambitious attempt at a pass to find Washington. Barbier. Ramirez one-on-one with Ishe Samuel-Smith. Really good challenge that from the former Everton man. Mayuka's touch was nice too. Silcott Jubri's even better. Got lucky with his pass, mind you. Raksaki looking long. That's an excellent ball for Richard Elise. Washington and Silcott Jubri forward. Mayuka arriving. Here's Silcott Jubri. It's one of those that maybe in a PL2 game might not have been called as a foul, but in a European one will be. Referee wants a word with Silcott Jubri. Into first half stoppage time. Just underway, by the way, in the other game in this group between Brighton and Anderlecht. It's a 7:30 kickoff, 0-0 there currently. In Group C, Fulham are 2-0 up against Sparta. Fulham, a team that Chelsea have had problems with in recent seasons, but not this season. Absolutely incredible hammering of them on their own patch, 6-0. Murray Campbell going to ground to win it. Hughes working it back to Bettinelli. Still hasn't had anything really difficult to do yet, Marcus Bettinelli. Raksaki. Fail giving it away. Still time for a goal back here for Sociedad. Ramirez. Ended up in Bettinelli's gloves. Whistle had gone anyway. Elise. Across the face of goal by Vale, but just too close to the keeper. It'll probably be that in terms of first half action. There is the half-time whistle, and a fine first half it's been for Chelsea as well, ahead with just 5 minutes on the clock. Brilliant work from David Washington, and Harvey Vale eventually benefiting by tapping in the rebound from close range. And then Washington himself, another fantastic team move that he started and finished with 21 on the clock, putting Chelsea in a really strong position here. A game they could really do with taking maximum points in. Well, at half-time at Kings Meadow, they are at the break here. It's Chelsea 2. Real Sociedad 0. Atto Amper is on for Raksaki. Confirmation it is Shin Mayuka, the other player who's gone off. Now that is interesting, and this is pure speculation on my part, but of course Raksaki and Mayuka have been involved in Conference League squads this season for Enzo Maresca. Game against Heidenheim is on Thursday night in southern Germany. Wonder if those two might be involved in one form or fashion. McNeely and Amper, very capable replacements. McNeely is really an out-and-out striker. Amper does most of his good work out wide. We'll see if he takes Raksaki's place in the middle here. Well, I mentioned it when the second goal went in, but I'm sure a large part of the half-time team talk from Sergio Francisco was that his team must get the next goal. I mean, it's a very, very difficult task for them when you remember that they need to win this game, otherwise they're out of the competition. Scoring 3 times without reply against Chelsea is not something many teams have done. Albeit Derby did score 3 in the second half of the most recent Blues game, so there is a blueprint there for the Spaniards. Reyes Carrena. Oh, an opportunity here as well, gobbled up comfortably from Bettinelli from Labab. Spanish men's football. They could get promoted. They just can't be in the same division as the Sociedad first team. So if Sociedad were relegated from the Primera Division and their B team promoted to the Segunda, well, they would not be promoted. They'd have to stay where they are in the third tier. Chance here for Sociedad. Oh, good cross as well. Bettinelli lost it, luckily for him. Murray Campbell was the player it fell to. Fizzed across the face of goal. Murray Campbell there again. First corner of the second half for the visitors, their 4th overall. Nearly got something in the way and he was being fouled. Well, Marias Carreño's too close to the ball there, that's the problem. Bettinelli's going to take the free kick instead. Looks like McNeely's dropped into a slightly deeper role. Amper in his regular position, stationed out on the flank. Here is McNeely. 30 goals he got for the 18s and 21s combined last season. Bafflingly overlooked by England so far. Bale. All about game management as much as anything else for Chelsea in this second half, you feel. Really good chance to learn the lesson from the Derby game before the break. Be playing them again, going up to the East Midlands on Friday night. McNeely. Just looking for Silcott Dewberry, didn't get the pass quite right. It's Cabo, the first half substitute, trying to set Aranzana free. Hughes had a nibble at Cabo. McNeely. Amper. Only 3 games left for Chelsea in 2024. That'll be on Friday, is followed by a trip to Newcastle on the 16th of December and then a Premier League Cup game here against Bournemouth on the 21st. Final group game in this competition is at the start of next year on the 7th of January against Sporting of Portugal. Crystal Palace, by the way, the holders of this competition. They beat PSV, who knocked Chelsea out at Stamford Bridge in the quarterfinals last season. Pretty controversial game, that one, mind you. Some questionable refereeing decisions helping the Dutch side on the day. You might have enjoyed that one with us. Endured, maybe, is a better word. The tough watch, because Chelsea played really well and didn't deserve to lose. It's actually the first time since 2016-17 that Chelsea have entered this competition. Here comes Sociedad looking for a route back into the game. Oh, good save, Bettinelli. Had to be at full stretch to get to that one. Managed to turn it away from goal. We'll get a corner at the end of that, but they almost halved the deficit. Decent run from Dario Ramirez. Finish wasn't bad either.
Shoulder hard, don't give him the front. Don't give him the front, Zane. Line, together, Mark.
Bettinelli underneath that one too. Been pretty spotless in everything he's done so far. 2-2 draw against Manchester City in August of 2022 was his only previous Dev squad appearance. Harvey Vale actually played in that game. So did Oscar Bob for Manchester City. McNeely. Hamper. We might see the first card of the night here. It's a free kick in a good position as well. Ramirez, the man who's just gone close to scoring, now has to tread carefully for the last half hour or so of this match. Well, lots of people interested in taking this for Chelsea. I think it would be Harvey Vale who gets first refusal. Have they got something clever planned like they did that resulted in the goal against Derby? Hughes runs over it. Vale has a go. Comfortable for the keeper. Samuel Smith, Hughes, McNeely. Is he going to turn it on or go for goal himself here? He did move it on to Washington, but too late, really. I think that's the point that's going to be made to him by the Brazilian now. Options in the middle here for Sociedad. Going to have to start coming forward with a bit more frequency and intensity. Agote. 4 in the middle to aim across at here. Oh, it's past Bettinelli. And eventually it dropped for Le Barbier. It was deflected on its way behind. Maybe just clipped off the foot of Brody Hughes on its way through. Sixth corner of the game for Sociedad. Not really threatened with one yet, and they won't with that one either. Washington defending his near post. Has Elise stopped that going out? No, he hasn't. Mark approaching, no change to the half-time score. Indeed, to the score as was 21 minutes into this game, but Sociedad having the better of the second half so far. Combination perhaps of their need and Chelsea adjusting to the changes with Raksaki and Mayuka having gone off at half-time. Almost a perfect ball that, forward by Capo. Once again for a 4th win in a row here at Kingsmeadow. Anderlecht, Leicester and Arsenal all vanquished. It'll also be a 5th victory in the last 6. In between that, West Brom could have success here in PL2. Hughes. The changes for the visitors. Danny Diaz and Eloy Nebrade are the 2 players coming on. Bettinelli. Samuel Smith. Amper. Trying to find room for a cross. Naranzana and Mariez Carrena, by the way, were the 2 players who went off there. So the 2 front men withdrawn in that most recent change for the visitors. Bale. Amper, clever touch. McNeely feeding it back into his path. 2 subs linking up to good effect there, but Amper just a fraction beyond the last defender. Hughes throw in for Elise. Chelsea restricted to just a couple of counters since half-time. Pressure's not on them to go and get another goal, though. Foul on McNeely. Foul by McNeely, I should say. Gotek. This time the free kick is won by Ishe Samuel-Smith. The Barbier away from McNeely. Coming low to the ball again, Sociedad here, but they're not really looking capable of scoring. Gote. Yeah, it's the final act which is lacking the quality for the visitors. Chelsea devastating in attack in the first half. Been a different sort of game though since the restart. But the game management is something that will really please Felipe Coelho, I think. I don't want to go on and on about it, but it was most un-Chelsea-like how they collapsed at Derby in the second half and been so much more sturdy, at least for the first half of the second half. Breda, the other sub. Diaz took over. Oh, that might be an own goal, Caden Wilson. Lucky boy. Heart and mouth stuff. Bit of a miscommunication between he and Bettinelli. Bettinelli had gone wandering, and Wilson had judged it perfectly. Whipped over by Diaz. Hooked away by Vale. The Breda. Good challenge from Elise. That was his last act of the game. He's been withdrawn here, Richard Elise. Zach Sturge is the player who's come on in Elise's place. First appearance in this season's competition for him. Strength from Hughes. Goal kick, the decision. Spanish chagrin. You can see Sturge there, number 12 on his back. Gone over to the left side of Chelsea's defence. Diaz. Bereda. Oh, danger here. And again, it's the Barbier who's made a right mess of the finish. He could have had a couple of goals tonight, the Frenchman. Way off target there. Just bobbled, didn't it, before he hit it, in fairness to him, but still ought to have done a bit better than that. Here's McNeely. Samuel Smith moved into a more advanced position with Sturge going over to left back. Whoops, Felipe Coelho nearly got taken out there. Hughes, cushioned header. Swing and a miss from Gote, but didn't really matter. Ran through to his man anyway. Down the line from Nebreda. Across came Harrison Murray Campbell. HMC, as his coaches and teammates call him. Neely's chest off, didn't have enough weight on it. Here's the Barbier. From distance, straight down the throat of Bettinelli from Martin Urruti. McNeely surely fouled there. The referee eventually gave the free kick, but only after McNeely had protested. Swished over by Murray Campbell out to Ampat. Inside the final 20 minutes now, all the action in the first half. Hughes with the flick on. Final game of the competition, by the way, for Sociedad is against Southampton. And that is not long from now, on the 10th of December. And it's going to be a pretty miserable game for them by the looks of things, because as it stands, they are out. Yellow card there for Donnell McNeely, first Chelsea booking of the night. Speaking of as it stands, the Blues would go into second place as it stands with 6 points from their 3 games, but they've played more than the teams below them. Southampton and Sporting only 1 each so far. Sociedad will have just 1 point to show for their efforts. Oh, a chance here for Chelsea to break. Samuel Smith, Atto Amper. You can see what he was trying to do. It's not happening in front of goal for Chelsea since the restart, though. Still got Dewberry. Here's Amper. Oh, that's going to be a penalty. What a ridiculous challenge. He was going away from goal on the edge of the penalty area there, Atto Amper. Yellow card for the protest. I think that was to Le Barbier, although Perez was in the referee's face too. What is for certain is that Chelsea have got the perfect opportunity to go 3-0 up here. Good play from Atto Amper. Crazy, crazy challenge. Well, it'll be Perez, won't it, for kicking the ball away. You've got the yellow. So can Chelsea put the game to bed with 14 minutes of regulation time to go? Atto Amper, having won it, is going to take it. Let's have a goal to his name already this season. Scored in defeat to Spurs here right at the start of the campaign. So Amper versus Aitor Fraga then. Goalkeeper bouncing up and down on his line. Amper statue still, waiting for the referee to blow his whistle. Puff of the cheeks, and here he comes. Oh, good save. Telegraphed it a little bit, didn't he, Amper? Never a fan of a stuttered run-up, I've got to say. No, it works for Harry Kane these days, and of course we saw Jorginho do it better than anybody. Meanwhile, at the other end, Bettinelli having to use his head. So the opportunity to kill the game once and for all comes and goes. Are we calling this a good save or not the perfect penalty? Not quite in the corner, is it? It's not the worst penalty you'll ever see, but goalkeeper, given the opportunity to make the save, didn't decline. The substitutes crept on there. Gorka Garasabel. Jimmy J. Morgan's come on for David Washington, meanwhile, for Chelsea. Washington having got his goal in the first half. Morgan, who scored against Anderlecht in this competition earlier this season. Foul on Amper's going to lead to another yellow card here. By Tita, the number 4, the man who's been booked that time. Morgan might well be offside here. Goalkeeper came out and took it from him. I think Morgan was a little reluctant to get involved for fear of a flag. Wilson's header. Murray Campbell likewise. Touch from McNeely for Silcock Dewberry. Inside the final 10 minutes now at Kings Meadow. Good play from Morgan. Samuel Smith. Goalkeeper can't pick that up. Well, it depends whether you're a glass half full or a glass half empty person as to how you look at Chelsea's form coming into this. You could either say they'd won 5 of their last 8 in all competitions, or that they'd lost 3 of their last 4. Unless there's a grandstand finish, the type of which we don't want to see, it's going to be victory here tonight. Also be a very welcome first clean sheet since that 6-0 win I referenced at Fulham on the 4th of October. Not quite yet there yet though, and there's a chance which is tipped over the crossbar by Bettinelli. Wouldn't have counted anyway though, flag had gone up. Goyazabal's header. Hamper. Nebreda. Bettinelli all the way to his opposite number. McNeely. Repera. Nebreda. Murray Campbell there with him. Can he stop the corner? Not quite. It's the 9th corner of the game, this, for Real Sociedad. Oh, that's a decent effort trying to catch Bettinelli out at his near post was Ruperez. Again though, the Chelsea goalkeeper standing firm. It's a decent ball, Loops over. Bettinelli's goal remains unbreached. Hughes. McNeely. Here's Amper. And on for Sturge. Looking for Morgan in the middle. Corner will have to do. Worked it short. Oh, and it almost dropped nicely for McNeely. Back for Vale. Morgan. Oh, lovely. What a run this is from Brody Hughes. Cut back for Donnell McNeely. How's he missed? How has he missed that? Shocker of a finish. What a shame. Such a great move. Again, Brody Hughes, a revelation this season in this new advanced role. And McNeely will want the ground to swallow him up after that. Ought to have been buried. Perro bringing it forward. Here's Diaz. Diaz, they've got one back. And now that miss from McNeely comes into sharper focus. Under 3 minutes of the 90 left. But Danny Diaz off the bench to half the deficit. Nicely taken goal as well. Caught Bettinelli out. 2-1. McNeely. And the free kick. He took some valuable seconds. He needs to shrug off the disappointment of that miss though. I'm sure it'll be bothering him. Goalkeeper's made a right mess of that though. Fraga. Amper will keep it in rather than accept the corner. In from Samuel Smith. Almost looped over and in. McNeely will be able to get that, will he? Agote. Nervy finish to the game all of a sudden. Great challenge, Harvey Vale. Here's McNeely. Not sure what the issue is here. Referee stopped it. Well, that's ludicrous. We're restarting play with a drop ball in Chelsea's favour. They were essentially through on goal there. Vale. We forgive the official, that has been pretty good otherwise. Well, Chelsea will be hoping there won't be much stoppage time. Hasn't been much in the way of delays because of injury, but there have been a plethora of substitutions. Nebreda. Just 3 added minutes at the end of the game. So Chelsea nearly there, but nearly is not enough. Morgan putting the pressure on. Got to go forward now for Sociedad. The clock is against them. Gote. Well, Chelsea doing all they can to be one of the top 2 teams in Group D. Right now 1-0 up in their game against Anderlecht, by the way. So if that stays as is, they'll be perfect 9 points from 3 games. Really brighten that Chelsea are looking at there. It's Southampton, Sporting and Leipzig, who are all on 3 points. Leipzig have played 3 games, Sporting and Southampton just the 1. Chelsea going up to second as it stands. Offside against Jimmy J. Morgan. Ripero, one last chance, needs a much better ball than that though. And that will surely be that. And Marcus Bettinelli's got the experience to know that he has to hang on to this for as long as possible. There is the final whistle, huge win for Chelsea. They stay on course to make it through to the knockout stages, the quarter-final of the Premier League International Cup. Not guaranteed by any means, but they really needed a positive result tonight, and they've got one. They've got all 3 points here. Following up with the win against Anderlecht on match day 2. Goals coming in the first half from Vale and Washington. Diaz pulled one back late on for Sociedad, that after Amper had a penalty save, but Chelsea held firm. A fine first half performance in attack. The second was all about being defensively rigid, and they were that for the large part as well. Lots of positives for Felipe Coelho and his team to take into Friday's game against Derby in the league. But the final score here tonight in the Premier League International Cup, Chelsea 2, Real Sociedad 1.